Next. I hope most of you caught this mistake.
Number 6 is don't write Korean words in Hangul. We're going to
In
be
an English document.
Right. We're going to be assuming that this is an international audience for whom you're writing. Some of these people, some of your audience, will not know how to read Hangul, and so you're going to use what we call romanization.
That's right. As I said earlier, you never know in a professional situation who might read your document. Sometimes they have to send it to the CEO. Sometimes it might even have to be read in court if there's a dispute. So it's important to remember that people you don't know might be reading it. So if you are 100% sure every person, whoever might possibly read your letter, is able to read Hangul, then it would be okay.
Right, but that's very optimistic.
Yeah, only in that situation, however.
Right.
And if that's the situation, why are you writing in English?
Right. And again, in this course, assume that if your teacher assigns you an essay or assigns you a writing project, assume you're writing for an audience who does not read Hangul.
That's right. Now, there are ways to deal with putting Korean into English letters. Don't just do whatever sounds right to you, because then you get chaos.
Right.
I used to live in Jamsil, and when I first came to Korea, they hadn't quite changed the signs over yet. So
That's right.
sometimes the map would say Jamsil or Chamsil
Yep.
or Jamsil or Chamsil.
Yeah.
And there were about 6 or 7 different ways of spelling Jamsil
It could be very confusing.
that were all, one was on the map and one was on the address card and one was on the subway sign.
Right.
So it was really confusing. And if everybody's following one system, it's a lot simpler.
Right.
Revised Romanization is the system they started in 2000 during the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup.
Right.
And there are a few other systems that people use. There are some that are preferred in scholarship or history writing.
Right.
But anything written, published by the Korean government, anything made for tourists, as well as all of the road signs and maps around Korea follow this system.
Right.
It's not hard to learn, and if you follow it consistently, you will have minimal confusion.
That's right.
Look it up if you need to. It doesn't take long to memorize it. Sejong said it's easy to learn to read Korean. It's also easy to learn to remember romanization.
That's right.
Also remember
that sometimes a thing's English name is not related to its Korean name. So look it up. Instead of translating directly, this is very important.
Yes. One example of this is in movies. There was a famous movie, Myeongrang. Really good movie. The English title is completely unconnected to the Korean title.
That's right. The English title was Raging Currents.
Roaring Currents, I think. Yeah. There are some quite famous Korean films and books and things where the English translated title is not a direct translation.
Right. Kwemul, the movie about the monster, was translated as the host in its English title also. Yeah, so there's lots of cases like this. You have to be very careful.
Yeah. So look it up when you're not sure. Don't just run it through a translating program. And if you think your reader might read Korean or might find it useful, go ahead and put the Korean in parentheses after the English version of the word.
Right.
But do make sure that you Romanize it to avoid confusion for anybody who can't read Korean.
Correct. So if you caught all of the Hangul in English document errors, which should be easy, it will look like this.
Yep.
Boom.
There were only 2.